designers like Calvin Klein.
I so enjoyed the show. It was wonderful.
Oh, thanks for hanging out this long.
Oh, that's quite all right. You're worth it, as you know. I have to tell you something. My assistant's best friend came to see you for a job, and she got the job, and she was so excited. We had all these calls from New York saying, Calvin's fabulous, Calvin's fabulous. It was just so wonderful. And it was all this sort of big build-up in the office as what she should wear, what she should take. And I said, because when we had dinner together in London, I said, now look, it's perfectly all right. Tell her, Alison, that Calvin is absolutely wonderful to talk to, and he'll make her feel at her ease. And she said that it was just the most wonderful interview ever, because she was just made to feel at home. And now, of course, she can't wait to leave Britain to come over to America.
Thank you.
It's just like all my friends seem to end up working with you at some point or other.
Well, who knows? I don't know. We have to, it's coming international.
Oh,
Okay.
Marie Claire's now one of the top monthly glosses for mature career women with money to spend. Women like Glenda Bailey.
When we first met, this is confession time, I was wearing a linen dress. I remember reminding you. And it was because I was so ashamed of having white pasty legs, I'd rushed out and bought some support stockings. And as I entered, as I walked towards your office, I could feel, to my complete horror, this pull of gravity. And to this day, I still don't know if you realise that I met you looking like Nora Batty. It's sort of, it's very unchic look. And I can remember just saying, hello,
we're working.
Exactly.
We're in the biz.
Exactly.
We're working, trying to make other people look perfect.
Yeah, well, you're so good at making everybody feel confident in the clothes, and that's what it's all about. And even I, feeling very awkward at that time, felt very confident, especially when I'd run to the loo and reorganise myself.
Back in London at Marie Claire's office, Bailey's staff are preparing ads and stories for as far ahead as Christmas.
We're just giving you a quick ring on Dorothy Perkins, because we were looking, if you remember, at either June or July issues, and I'd made an offer on both issues based on rate, and you were going to come back to me. Definitely not. Right, and is that because of the rate?
Can you just confirm for me what the products are going to be for Chanel in July? Yeah? Oh, good.
Hi, Anna Hilda, it's Paula from Marie Claire.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm just fine.
Can I just run through a few things about our trip?
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, the reindeer.
Mm-hmm.
Is there going to be a rain herder with them?
Yes.
They will. Can she wear national costume?
Yes, she always.
She does?
Yes.
Right.
I know we're just organising the trip. Yeah. We're going off to Norway, and we're hoping for some reindeer and lots of wonderful snow. And wouldn't that be beautiful? Photograph there. When can you get samples?
At Ralph Lauren's show in New York, Bailey has spotted some designs that are absolutely right for her readers.
If I could order some, because there's some that I definitely want. Definitely. And there's also cover possibilities as well. Oh, that would be great if we could fit together.
Which bits did you feel most strongly about?
Well, of course, it fits into so many things. Fits into our stories. Of course, we've got to shoot one with the wonderful tartan mohairs, which was so beautiful. I thought they were great. And then, of course, I adore the end with the tulips of velvet.
Yeah, good work. It went into trying to find a way that you could make chainmail.
It was so beautifully made as well.
And
everything was so well put together. I so love the shoes.
It worked. I mean, it sort of shows how much he admires the British style.
And that's, of course, how British women want to dress.
Absolutely.
Hi, how do you do? Nice to meet you. I must say, collections like this make our lives so much more easier. Because there I am creating all these wonderful ideas, and then to actually see the girls come down the catwalk and look so beautiful and look so confident in clothes that every woman really would desire. Ralph, hello Ralph. The show was so beautiful. I really enjoyed it. Honestly, my hand aches. I was drawing so much. I was just been saying to Anna, there's so many wonderful pieces that we want to shoot. Really, really enjoyed it. It was just great. Look forward to seeing you later.
How you doing?
Hi, Karen, I just spoke to Dan on that, and it's not happening June.
Right, okay.
So we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it in July.
Yeah.
Which means that we will have availability for.
Well, I think maybe I'll get multi-bits tied up this afternoon.
Yeah.
A Marie Claire assignment for writer John McCarthy. Once a hostage in Beirut, he's writing a piece on torture victims and the London organisation that cancels them. Marie Clare prides itself on its mix of high fashion and high seriousness.
What does strike me with so many of your clients here is that sense that whilst they are victims and have been horribly abused, they have somehow within them an extraordinary power to survive.
You are in an equal relationship with your client, that your client is somebody who has survived remarkably. And I don't have to tell you that there is something inside many people, something that the torturer, the jailer, the violator can't quite get to.
That must have been a very hard decision,
Yes.
because obviously you had to make it against his will.
He suffered a lot also. You know,
This woman's husband was a political prisoner in Somalia.
it's really, you can imagine, you have been, John, you have
Yeah,
been
but only
there.
a little bit in solitary, so I can
Yes.
really, well,
Yeah.
I can only begin to imagine what that
Yeah.
was like.
My husband told me that he has never seen somebody, even the staff, you know, they used to send the food from a window.
So he never
Yeah.
saw anyone in
He
the
never saw anyone.
At Donna Karen's New York show, Glenda Bailey is about to make her entry on behalf of Marie Clare. It's a long way from Derby.
What a wonderful show. Well done. How are you, Glenda? Nice to see you.
We're so glad to have you here.
Oh, well, thank you. It's
After
so
the
wonderful
millions
to
of
be
faxes
here. I
back
know,
and
I do like organisation. Donna, hi. How are you? It's good
You
to
tell
see
me
you.
how I am.
I know. It always happens.
I'm
Well, listen, I feel great after that show. It's just the best thing to make you feel great. It was such
No,
stress.
good to see you.
And I loved it. How come every single season I look at your show and I think I need a new wardrobe, I want everything.
Oh, I love that.
It's just the one time when I'm just thinking, I want it. And then I'm here like saying, I want this for this session and this for that session, and already we've had to put in an order because we're shooting on Saturday.
Oh my
and
God.
it's like, we need this and we need this. So, as always, you have to sort of like organise it at the last minute.
Thank you so much.
So good to see you. Tell me a bit about the
I'm coming to
collection.
London.
When?
I'm leaving Tuesday. So, are you going to be there?
I am. So
Okay,
can we get
maybe
together?
I'm only going to be there for a day.
Right, that Lou could fit me in.
I'd
you
love
get a
to.
credit? Donna?
What?
Oh, that is just
That's so incredible. I interviewed him.
Oh, that's really lovely. That's wonderful. So you're coming on Tuesday?
Tuesday. I think so.
Yeah. So would you give
Tuesday.
me a ring and
Sure.
then we can get something
I would love to.
sorted out?
That'd be fun.
Absolutely.
I'm coming for a day and then I'm leaving for Morocco and then I'm coming back to London. So in between,
In between the two, that
exactly,
would be
we
great.
get to see each
Because I'd
other.
love to see you.
So would I.
Yeah, that would be great.
It'll be
Well,
so
I look
much fun.
forward to it.
Thank you. Good.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, I look forward to London.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Your mum is so clever.
Dorothy Perkins could be June or July. That's still up on the cards. And VW.
Again, we're going to have a problem here with rate. He is not entertaining.
In London, a little local difficulty with advertisers. Marie Clare, now with more display ads than Vogue, have just put their rates
I
up.
think what we were saying yesterday, we're going to just have to put the meeting in, go in with the proposal and do it face to face, because we just aren't making any headway at all on
the
this
thing I
basis.
don't sort of understand, which I'd like to clarify with Mark on this, is he's saying they want a presence within women's press, but it's not so important.
They always say that though.
I know, yeah.
It's the old stock and
What was
trade
it?
line,
In his
isn't it?
quote, they want women who think they're men.
Very strange.
Yes.
That's odd.
Norway, it's still snowing there now.
Oh, Norway, it's still snowing. Right.
And yes, there are reindeer.
Yes, there's reindeer. Brilliant. Yes.
There is some snow.
Taking a break from the catwalk, Bailey keeps a firm grip on the 35 staff in the office back home. Marie Clare's a multi-award winner, from Consumer Magazine of the Year to Best Food Visuals. Its success owes much to Bailey's hands-on approach.
You need to sort of consider this quite carefully.
Okay,
Stuff
fine,
like
fine.
that.
Or if
Yeah.
you could fax me over that information, that'd be great.
Yeah,
And
sure.
thank you for faxing over the cover.
Yeah.
It looks really, really good. I'm very pleased with it. I love
Brilliant.
these cover lines. They're great. The only one that I'm concerned about now is, of course, still the horoscope.
Yeah.
So I wondered if you could have a play around with those.
Yeah, I just thought I'd show you what we've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really love it. I love them driving men wild, female truckers. That's brilliant. I'm really pleased with that. And the other ones, and I thought the health one worked very well. The
Yeah,
truth about
yeah.
fat versus thin.
You are?
Emily. Emily.
Emily is one of many models inspected each day by the magazine's fashion staff.
No, I was just trying to see if you had heels on, because I couldn't quite see from where I was. No.
Double-decker buses ones.
And what height are you?
5'9".
These are very nice. When did you do these?
January. In fact, everything that's in there now is since January.
Oh, right, so it's
onwards.
quite recent.
Yeah.
They have a keen sense of what is and is not absolutely Marie Clare.
I don't think these are really us. Though.
No, I think this is more us. You know, the sort of natural ones. You look as if you've just come back from a trip, have you?
Yeah.
You've got a bit of colour.
Yeah, I was in Miami.
Oh, were you?
great.
Yeah.
Pull your hair back. Great.
Covers sell magazines, making sure the Americans get it right, the ever-present Glenda Bailey.
Right, Jackie, I've got two options for a really beautiful, bright day glow cover. One is like a wonderful lime mohair sweater, which would be great shot on either black or sort of a lime colour. Or there's some beautiful colour transparency, which you could perhaps shoot again on a day glow bright colour like a bright lime. Right. See which looks best on the skin and fits the best and which feels comfortable. Because really we're looking for two options.
Bridget Hall is a 16-year-old Texan supermodel. The Marie Clare cover is so prestigious, she's doing it for next to nothing. The big money's in advertising.
That and that, and it didn't work.
It didn't work.
Because they're actually cut the same way.
So they just overlap the same areas.
Nothing really shows. And I didn't want to use the...
Michael Thompson is the Big Apple's photographer of the moment, pursued by Bailey in person till he agreed to do the shoot.
Okay, so let's see. I think Dick has to still put the lips on.
Oh, he's done.
Did he?
He's done
He
it.
did? Okay.
Yeah, they're done.
All right. They're done? Okay. So let's see. Let's go out,
All right,
go out in
should
the
we go
light
have
and
a
then
look?
see.
All
That's
right.
the best way. That was a short tape, Mike. I have to have music.
Right, so we finished this meeting about 3:30. It gives us about 10 minutes to get back to the hotel.
Don't forget you've got that fax to do.
Yeah, I've got to sort out the two features, but I'm really pleased because I spoke to Jenny and she's kindly organised with space in the printer so we don't have to send the cover down until Friday until I get back.
And she finalised the logo colour?
Yeah, I want to wait, you see, because I want to decide when I get back. So
Okay.
it gives us opportunity to do that now.
Brilliant.
So I'm very pleased.
Excellent meeting as well at
I
lunchtime.
understand. Wasn't it good? Mission accomplished. I'm really
Absolutely.
pleased about that.
She only needs it on the left side, I think.
Well, what I do usually is just do
It's
this.
just do that
Yeah,
and give it
because
to
you
them.
so now you know that you're not cropping any part of the body. So if I crop into the shoulder, you can't really. That means you have to add on her shoulder. Here you just extend the gray out wherever you want to go.
Okay.
Because you don't want to. If you pull back far, then it degenerates when you bring the when you print it. You know what I mean? It won't be a problem.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Say, chin up just a little bit. Just this, just so your shoulders come in. Yes. That's nice. Good. I see you, Nikolai. Good. Good. Tilt the head just a little bit. Good. Beautiful. That's very good. Very nice. Good.
Well, let's move on then. Now, Ford, we're going in for this big deal.
The London sales staff discuss tactics towards Ford Motor Company, who are planning an ad blitz on upmarket women. 3/4 of Marie Clare's readers are ABC ones.
Right,
But the
okay.
Ford Probe one.
For the probe, we actually got 2 spreads of advertising, and now we're going to talk to them in more detail about the rest of the campaign for the other brands.
Right.
Glenda Bailey's last New York meeting at Estee Lauder, the world's biggest cosmetics empire. A familiar face here too, she prepares for more kisses.
Hello, I'm Glenda Bailey. I've come to see Mrs. Lauder.
Oh,
Glenda.
Ah,
I'm
hello.
Julia Vandenberg.
How do you do?
Welcome.
Glenda Bailey. Pleased to
Yes,
meet you.
I work with Rebecca McGreevy.
Ah, right.
We're all waiting for you.
Oh,
so
thank
come
you.
on back.
Thank
The
you.
garden is
Oh, wonderful. Oh, that's fabulous. So I was saying, the Lauder family have more awards than me. I can't believe it.
We're very proud of you.
Oh, well deserving. Oh, we're going to the dining room. Wonderful. I love this room. So pretty. Thank you. Thank you. Look at the view. It's beautiful.
Where's Linda?
I'm here.
Hi.
Hello. Good to see you.
How are you?
It's so good.
I'm so happy to see you.
You look so well.
You look well.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I was hoping that I might be able to show you my new magazine and have a quick
So
chat.
excited I brought my glasses.
Oh, great. Splendid.
Wonderful.
And look how clever of me. I've organised the cover to match your outfit.
Oh, look at that. Here we are. Didn't it come to New York last
Yes.
week? Yeah.
Well, actually, it's been on sale for a week. So, oh, you see, you're so organised. You've already got it. I should have saved myself the visit, but I just so wanted to
then
see
go
you
back.
anyway. Oh, I wanted to catch up on your news now.
Well, we are reviving Blush and brand new formula, which will be launching in the UK, hopefully right after the summer sometime.
Right.
And it's a formula which is made with a microcosm of...
In the corridor, senior Estee Lauder staff prepare to meet the award-winning editor from England.
more like stained glass rather than sitting on top of the skin. You can see skin through it.
Oh, I could do with some of that.
Oh, I definitely. We all can, especially on
It's a lab sample.
Thank you
A lab
very
sample
much.
of
Here
this
we
such
are.
spectacular new blusher,
Now,
which is really extraordinary.
Here we go. Let's put it on Glenda, and you'll see how.
Oh, this is
Okay, all
I've
right.
always wanted this to happen, to be made up by you.
By
I
the
can't
expert.
believe this.
By
Well,
the
it's
sea.
very,
This is a dream come true.
very, very light, very gentle,
And you
very
will see
sheer
no-
and transparent.
Yes.
And
No
it feels
demarcations,
great.
no.
And with a color like this, in fact, what one does is also put a little on other parts, you know, of the face.
Where the
I
sun-
frequently will put it here on
Yeah.
the forehead, so I look like I've been in the sun a little bit.
That's a very
Yeah,
good tip.
but you see, it doesn't look like rouge. It looks like you have.
And it's a long mirror, so you can look in there and see.
Oh,
Right,
and I
you
love
have
the
seen
packaging. Yes, I
a-
love this long mirror. That's really handy.
customer
You've
service.
seen a handsome man.
Yes.
What makes you blush, Glenda?
Obviously, having my makeup done by you, I'm thrilled.
It's really very effective.
Thank you. I sometimes feel sorry for the readers as they go into the shops. There's so many products to
And
choose from.
there's a confusion.
Yeah.
Because beauty comes from within.
Exactly.
It comes from being healthy. It comes from being happy. It comes from having good sleeping habits. It comes from a good diet. It comes from exercise. It comes from
Feeling good about
sorts
yourself.
of, all
Feeling good
sorts
about
of
yourself.
places. And it also comes from Estee Lauder.
Yes, exactly.
Right, you know.
As you have just seen.
Absolutely.
Right.
Fear of death.
Went. For me, I think it's summed up by the fact I have never been kissed so much in my life. So it came as a bit of a shock, and you know, with my British reserve. But I think that natural enthusiasm wears off. It was quite inspiring, but it wasn't so much absolutely fabulous. It was more like I was auditioning for Don't Forget Your Toothbrush. So I threw myself into the collections, and I had a really good time. So I thought what I'd do is just tell you the highlights of what I saw. And if we have a look first at Ralph Lauren, he had lots of mohair, top mohair, and you've already seen in the papers, there was lots and lots of this white frill shirt, which would be great. That's really good for your stories, isn't it? And you'll notice there was lots and lots of patent boots everywhere at the collections. So maybe we could do a shopping page on patent shoes and patent boots. Yes. Yeah? Then the second section was coachmen. Lots of Red Riding suits.
Which is very Ralph Lauren.
Isn't it? Yes, exactly. His classics.
Very traditional.
Now this sort of thing would be great for your story in Norway.
Beautiful.
So if we
Perfect
choose
with
this,
the neck,
so
the
maybe if you could phone Anna, Joe, and call that in for your story. Because it would look great photographed in the snow, something very, very simple.
Where we really need your help here is how much we can show without being rude on this shot, because it can be very, very discreet, it can be really strong, it can be just a beautiful shape, but because you know your client better than we do in terms of what we can and cannot show of Lotten's bod.
A bathroom somewhere in Fulham. Marie Clare and Boots are working on an advertorial, an advert in the magazine's house style. The product, E45 lotion.
How far are you actually coming down here? Just to the elbow?
No.
You come right down, because I'm going to have to make up down here, because it's like...
It's like what? This colour.
Gross on the back. Did you know about it?
No. Where is
it? You might not actually see. No, it's just where you've got your...
Oh, okay.
Can you put the moisturiser around here, actually? Because I think that's going to show.
It's lotion E45, which is the one that we'll be doing here.
But actually in shot then.
In that one, there's only one per shot. Yeah. And we can't have any titties or naughty bits at all, so that's going to be... That'll probably be the last one we do.
Okay.
So with this log, I think it's very important for us to explain to the reader how to make it work for them. Because it is a shock sometimes when you see a new proportion, you think that's not right for me.
It's like when Long first came in, everyone was...
Exactly.
Long
Yeah.
we thought we weren't
how
going to
wear
wear
it,
it,
but we're
nobody
also
could walk
wearing
in long skirts, but now I won't wear anything else, frankly.
Well, there you are. But you know, that's very flattering for all women, all shapes, all sizes. So I think we should try a new story and we should put this into our new proportions. So we can explain, you know, the story that we're doing, that if you can only afford one new outfit this season, then these are the looks that are going to update your wardrobe.
It's quite nice to see long mixed with short.
Exactly. And also because it's so important for us to present the fact that people have got to wear these clothes to go to work. We've all got to get on the bus in the morning and to feel confident in the way that we dress. So I think these clothes would be very useful.
Can you trim the curtains to look tidy?
Yeah, sure.
My husband's sister, they got a bath like this, they just stuffed in their garden. Yeah, I know, I was thinking about that. Yeah. I just got it.
I'd be there like a shot.
Because I thought once, like it's kind of scratched inside, you see. But if you can redo it again.
Yeah, you just re-enamel them. Yeah, because this is all, you see where it's all scratchy.
Come on in.
Marie Clare liked to cater for women with an inquiring mind. Today, preparations for an article on who people secretly fancy and who their partners think they fancy.
Now, first of all, why don't you two change places? You two on the end. This is not the most interesting bit, you know. Right, now the left-hand side looks very good. The right-hand side needs to tighten up a little bit.
I thought I'd start with you, if that's all right. Yeah. Would you mind going off somewhere? Yeah, just, it won't take very long. Okay? Brilliant, thanks. Okay. Right. I want you to look at these 8 very handsome men and say which one you think you'd find the most attractive.
I just wanted to order some clothes from Autumn Winter for my next shoot.
Okay.
Going to Norway.
Right.
And outfit number 50 from the pictures you sent over. Number 68 is that lovely velvet with the belt.
Yeah.
And number 74. Yeah.
Great. Wonderful.
It's time for Marie Clare's ad staff to discuss terms with Ford's PR people in the Isle of Dogs.
The key thing for us is to sort of reposition Fiesta, because we haven't had anything specific targeted at women for some time. We've done a lot of work the last few months looking at this whole sector and looking at what competitors are doing to specifically target women, not just in press but in TV.
We've had to sort of sell women's magazines as a medium quite strongly to the client and try to sort of push through the argument that you do need special or specific creative work to talk to women through women's magazines.
What we'd do if we show the ads. Be interested to get your reactions just as potential consumers, because you're the type of women we're after. I mean, it's Marie Clare readers, you know, it's career women, it's more mature women, because the product we're featuring is the Fiesta SI. Okay, first one of the key things that women are particularly interested in, which is a major feature now of a lot of models, which is standard on Fiesta, is power-assisted steering. Okay, so you got the first execution there. Now any girl can squeeze into a smaller size. Yeah?
6 is my kind of guy, actually, because he's got dark, velvety brown eyes. I mean, it doesn't look too scruffy, but it doesn't look overly smart. And I like his smile. It's a very sort of inviting smile. sort of friendly? You feel like you'd have a good night out with him if you went out with him? Is he free? Well, you're not, so.
Got 3 Ralph Lauren today.
This one sounds dull, it's about seat belts, but it's a key feature, the specific, you know, the copy here would carry the sort of key message for your greater underarm protection. You can imagine how that's shot quite nicely, quite stylish. Okay.
What's this one? Ralph Lauren. Thank you very much. Fine. Should we have a quick look?
This one is all about security. Obviously, it's a key issue. You know, car theft as well as personal security is an issue particularly for women, as it is for all groups, but even more so for women. Yeah. The visual on this isn't as we'd want, and the ad will look a little bit different. But we found a way to make some men impotent.
Yeah.
Now the visual that looks more like it's quite threatening, and it looks more like a housebreaker, but it would actually be toned down to be less threatening that, but more obviously a car thief, and rather than, you know, a sort of personal attack.
For planning purposes, so that you know, the target audience that we're trying to hit with this campaign are ABC1 women who are 25 to 35. But looking at the sort of psychographics also of the kind of women we're trying to also talk to are career girls. They are women who are politically aware, liberal, believe that women are as competent as men in the workplace. When they're sort of going out to buy a car, they want something that's quite sophisticated. It's not the sort of younger 18 to 24-year-olds of aspirational type of car. It's something a bit more mature and sophisticated than that. So it is Marie Clare territory.
Yeah.
Go for her. Number 7.
Why?
Slightly oriental look I find appealing. If I had to choose one, she just stands out slightly. A bit mysterious. The mysticism of the East.
I've got a choice of 3. Oh,
How's it going?
Brilliant.
Right time. We've just got
Oh,
Ralph Lauren.
Splendid.
Splendid. I'm not sure, because I've got 3 outfits from Ralph Lauren. And I've also got
I think this one looks more modern.
beautiful tunic.
More new.
Which, with this underneath.
Yeah, I think that sums up the collection so well.
Yeah.
It's beautiful colour.
It's a lovely colour, isn't it? And then I've got this tunic.
And this, I think
lovely
this
with
is
the
interesting. This is very new.
That
With the
could go
velvet, with the leather.
underneath.
Right. Well, what I think, depending on the balance of the pages, if you use,
You see, I'm worried
one,
that if we might need this if we find a great lake and we've got the skates
Well,
and we
you've
want
got
to do a
great
skating
props.
picture,
Well
then
done.
this is a wonderful one for skating.
exactly, and it will move very
Yeah.
well. But if we don't do that, then I much prefer to use this one. And you could always try and shoot a cover with this as well. And also this one, because this one's very, again, it looks very modern and it's very new for Ralph Lauren.
This will tie in very well with Hermes as well, the leather.
Yes, yes. Okay, we'll do that then.
Where do you want it? Actually sort of here on the
Not
shoulder
too much there,
blade?
where she can reach.
There.
And how much?
Midday in Fulham. At last, the shoot's about to begin.
No, just leave it on there. We can see that. I'm the official blobber here. When this is blown up to, full page size, if that blob is just little scribbly thing, it's going to look pathetic. So we need to get a decent sized blob without it getting so big it starts dribbling down the bottom.
Good. And start moving around. Yeah. Good.
Graham likes women who are well endowed, and I couldn't tell from any of those photographs because they're all wearing rather loose, baggy shirts.
Yeah, I think that was a bit sneaky.
It was a bit sneaky, and I knew you wouldn't go for anyone skinny, really skinny, but I did waver over her, didn't I? She's got a sweet face, but I went for the long hair in the end.
Yeah, she wouldn't even be on my shortlist, I'm
No,
afraid.
really?
No.
That's very interesting. Well, and Graham chose the right man for me.
Yeah, he chose number 6. Number 6. But he thought his second choice was that, which is exactly... I didn't expect
It's uncanny.
because I thought men had types.
Well, I always think that you are attracted to a man initially because of the way he looks. And then when you get to know him, then you might think, well, he's either a prat, or you think, oh, well, he's got good looks and a good personality. If you've got a friend who you get to know, which is what happened with me and Graham. Graham was a friend.
before.
What are you trying to say?
Before I fancied him, if you like. I mean, when I got to know Graham, I then sort of thought, well, he's not bad looking either, actually.
So how many cases are we going to have altogether now?
Well, we've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. Maybe 9.
The fashion team sets out for Lapland, suitcases stuffed with Ralph Lauren.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have started the descent approach.
In 1 week in the Norwegian snow, they have to come up with 24 pages of winter fashion, with a model and photographer they've never met. The team greet photographer Christophe Jouanet, just in from New York.
Here's the pretty girl coming.
How do you do? Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Very well. Hello, Basha.
Hi, my darling.
It's the first time he's met the top Polish model, Basha.
Yeah, we're going to chase the reindeer, see? You arrived directly from where, Paris?
I arrived directly from Paris, yes.
Paris.
Where did you come from?
New York.
New York.
Yes.
Oh. Did you have a nice flight?
Well, you know.
I think these are more attractive than this because her hair's rather severe, don't you think?
Definitely, yeah.
On that shot. And here she looks very pretty, but I just think she's not covered up enough. It doesn't look very Christmassy and very festive.
It certainly doesn't, no.
And we want something more spectacular for the December issue.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Karasjok, capital of Lapland. Disagreements before the shoot for the Christmas
For
spectacular.
me, the clothes are not fantasy enough to put a crown, and they are enough fantasy to stick out in the environment, because, you know, nobody's going to get dressed like this to go in the middle of the mountain. So that's the fantasy of it. Now, to put a crown,
That's a fantasy.
it's not fantasy enough. It would have to be, she would have to be, for me, fantasy. Is a Snow White, Walt Disney, the Queen of Norway, you know. But now it's in between. I mean, you put the Hermes outfit with a crown, and it just doesn't work. She looks like an army woman.
Yeah, but it can't all have crowns. It can't all look
Yes,
the same.
it can't, but then, you know, there is so much disparity between the outfits, which, besides, I love the clothes. I think they're fantastic.
They're wonderful.
But, you know, if we go from one picture where she has a crown and then the other picture where she looks more like a army woman, you know, with the whip almost and the riding horses things, there's not going to be any continuity in the story. Where, for me, the continuity is that all the outfits, they're not really on the fantasy side, but on the other hand, they are...
Basha is sidelined, waiting for a decision.
Also, we have a lot of outfits here. We have 14 outfits and we only have 10 to shoot.
The only problem we've got is if we're out there all day with no electricity or anything, we're going to have to find something that we can change.
Look how many times she's
slightly,
things over.
and everything
You
that
don't
she's
have
got.
this little machine that works on...
No, not a gas
gas?
one. No.
Huh?
Not a gas one.
No?
No.
How come?
Because I don't do shoots like this every day in tents, that's why.
Can we start? Because we've got a hell of a lot to get through. Okay. Great. Thank you. Right, we're doing the plan for the next issue. So if we start with features, and you could just run through everything. Okay. Now we've got the reportage on the Indians.
Yeah. The copy's in. It's interviews with women who live on Lake Titicaca. You know the pictures, wonderful pictures of women who wear bowler hats. It's those women, they kind of barely ever set foot on dry land.
It's very visual, isn't it, this piece? Yeah. Okay. So that'll be spread through the flat plan. Now, the next one is an investigation. Sun City Grannies.
Yeah, that's due in on Monday.
Yeah.
Louisa just came back from Florida yesterday, and it went really well.
Did it go well?
Yeah,
Good.
really well. She's got
How was
some
the fashion
fantastic.
show?
Yeah, fantastic. Really good. It was completely as she was hoping it would be.
It's a community.
It's a city designed, built purely for old people, and so it's got everything you could possibly want, like golf courses, jacuzzis. I mean, it's that kind of giant hotel kind of And
area.
everybody's over what age?
And everybody's
again?
got to be over 65,
yeah,
70
65,
or something.
70.
And you
But
just
what's
say
good is
yeah,
their
as long as
attitude
you
of
let your
mind. It's
hair.
very positive.
Yeah.
Everyone is thoroughly enjoying themselves.
They'll have a great time.
Yeah.
And Adam worked out really well. They hadn't met before, and he was excellent. Yeah, good.
Yes, because that's
good
sometimes
too.
difficult when the writer and the photographer come from completely different parts of the world, and you send them together to cover a story, and you don't
No
know-
chemistry.
No chemistry. It would be very, very difficult. We've been very fortunate in the past.
I don't mind to have the hair up, it's not what I'm saying. I don't mind to have hair up, but there is hair up and hair up. There is hairdo and there is hair up.
What I explained earlier on was when I did this, it was just a tryout, just shape-wise. It was just for texture, really.
No, I understand that. I'm not talking about specific. I just say which direction we take. Because if we take the direction of putting hairdo and crown in the hair, that's one style. And we have to stick to it for the 10th page.
Yeah.
Or we go to hair that are more simple, more, you know...
Down.
Are we going towards a real queen hairdo kind of a hair, you know, like you just did, which is one option, or are we keeping the hair more simple, but simple they can be up, but up like you just did here, you know.
Right, up like I just did here was quite simple, but we can do it without the binding, so it's not, you know, so it's less obvious.
Well, I mean, this was really teased, or I don't know.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
that's what I explained to you earlier on. It's not, what I did there isn't, I was just doing shape, just to show you the shape. We have to find one particular type of texture of hair that will carry through.
Yeah.
So it's either we do it straight and back and clean, so it's really simple. I mean, for me personally, I think it'd be easy to start off with it curly so that we can sort of work with it. You don't agree, or do you?
No, I am just trying to picture. It's not. Yeah, it's not even the texture.
We can take out.
I mean, I know if I work with it and it's got some sort of texture, some sort of wave or curl in it, I can change it and make it look vaguely different for like 8-10 pictures. But if it's straight, I'm not going to be able to do that.
I'm worried about this intro for this piece because I don't think it's explaining what the article's about.
Right, I think it's a bit ambiguous.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
So what we've got is, in Pakistan, women who have been raped are frequently imprisoned for having sex outside marriage. So...
Now, you see, I think that sounds like sex outside marriage. It sounds like they're all married. And in fact, it's nothing to do with marriage. It's just the fact that they get accused of adultery if they're raped.
If the man isn't found guilty.
Exactly, exactly. So then they're put into prison for adultery. So we need to make that more clear, don't we?
Right.
Can I drive? I can drive.
No.
The Lapland shoot is on a mountaintop, temperature -3.
Oh, I cannot feel my feet. They're like a piece of wool.
Oh, this one don't work? What's happening?
I just thought since this one's going.
I'm gonna kick their ass. Fucking no battery anymore.
You okay, Basha? I cannot feel my ears. My ear right now is stuck. She's so cold as well.
Yeah, just...
She's being very brave.
Survival. This is survival.
The only shelter, a topless teepee provided by the locals, Sami tribespeople.
Every other aspect of this has a union. We don't have a union. There's no one we can write to and say, can you get us out of this? The conditions are absolutely inhumane.
All I want is a coffee break.
Yeah. All I want, exactly. Tell that to those guys doing commercials when they start moaning.
Just go through what your plans are for the rest of this year, and if you can, let me into any of the secrets for next year, because all too often we come in and sell to you all the time, and I think publishers generally don't spend enough time saying, well, what exactly are you doing, so that we can actually help you.
We're launching Petit Galin, which is going to be available in just 5 stores nationwide. It's quite new because it's the first fragrance for children with a perfume house signature. In France, it's actually in all our 1,200 outlets, because in France there's a history of using cologne products on babies, I think in all Mediterranean countries.
Yeah, how do you feel about that, launching that here, though? Because it's had a bit of bad press, hasn't it? Not this particular fragrance, but the whole aspect of...
It's something very new. I think it applies to all the northern European countries where we're not so used to using colognes in the same way as a hotter Mediterranean climate.
Yeah, it's a variation on a classic eau de cologne, but it has slightly floral hearts. It has a lot of mimosa in it, which makes it very, very soft and powdery. And it exists in one version.
Like talcum powder.
Very talcumy. And the story behind it is lovely, just as to how we came to make such a fragrance. The Archbishop of Versailles actually asked Jean-Paul Guerlain to make a fragrance for the anointing oil used at Versailles.
Oh, really?
And when he had finished that project, he had recently become a grandfather. And so it inspired him to make a fragrance, to continue the project and make a fragrance for children. The children were very close to him.
Well, he's usually inspired by someone, but it's usually women in this case.
Well,
It's quite different.
He's a grandfather.
Hope he's changing.
Damn, it's cold. And difficult.
I mean, no one's prepared for this sort of work with it.
We're going to put the 2 sleds over there. Woohoo! Darling, come out of your nest. I'm here. Don't be scared. This is a lovely day. Most excellent. Dude. Beautiful. La 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 la. We're cruising now.
Absolutely lovely, I must say.
You look like $1,000,000 rupiah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, it's all going wrong.
Oh, dear. Lipstick for us has always been very important. I don't know if you know it, but we were the first company in our list of innovations. We were the first company to make lipstick in a tube. And so this sort of is part of our heritage. We've been making lipstick since the end of last century, but we're the very first company to put them into a wind-up mechanism.
What's it called in French?
Kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss.
Yeah. Same in French as in English. An international word. I know what you're thinking, but I'm not going to translate it.
The French word, as you would know, the French word for kiss is very near to another word, which has a completely different meaning. And I once made the mistake of saying this, and the look on this person's face was, oh God, and I've said the wrong word.
Very formal.
Okay, are we ready? Let's go. Girl.
Okay, we're ready. Ready.
You're in the front, the camera is there.
Uh-huh.
And you're just leading the troop of Sami people.
I'm leading.
You're leading. You're going to walk ahead. Alright? Most excellent. Yeah, don't lie down too early. Wait for me.
This is diabolical. How are we going to do 10 pages? Jeez.
I want you to be very close together. Okay. The Sami people have to be together, more close.
No, you want to come next to me?
Yeah.
Look at it.
If you were Sami, I would move in right away. Man, these are difficult conditions. But we will prevail. Okay, marvelous. Let's go. Chin down. No more. All right, we're gonna go back there. Damn, I have no more battery. Give me the battery. Battery are dead, my friend, already. In the pocket, the battery. I keep telling you that since yesterday. You're dead. You know?
That's no good.
I told you this morning, you have to put the value in your it's a priority.
So this is the heading we're going with?
Yes.
Yeah, great. So we need to explain who she is, really.
Exactly.
So we need to say that she runs the Centre for Torture Victims and that she's dedicated her life to helping people.
Exactly. I think she's seen, because it's a woman who changed the world, she's
Yeah.
seen as someone who's fought hard for change and got it.
Yeah.
And John McCarthy really believes in her.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite interesting to put something in about her background, about going to Auschwitz or Belsen, where she went to help people after the war.
Yeah.
Because we've got quite a lot of room to say that, which I think would be quite good.
Absolutely.
To get the reader involved.
Yeah.
It's like a court jester in that. He looks great, but I think he's just fallen over.
Give me the shot of the year. Yes, all right. Ha ha ha. Woo. No, don't cross your arms. Yes. Beautiful. Yes. That's it. Exactly what I want. Perfect. What's happening? You something hurts? Your feet? Okay, let's forget it for today. We can't shoot. Just she's dead. Just doesn't work.
Joe, her feet are really hurting now.
You've done really well. You did. You did really well. Brilliantly. You know what, let us sit down and then we'll take
Can you
have on my feet?
How is she, my little darling?
It's not very good though.
Huh? Who's gonna take a nice soda when she go back?
What I just said.
A nice little soda.
Father Christmas.
You survived this one. You remember when your grandmother, you talk to your kid, I say, once I went to north of Norway with an asshole photographer. You drive me crazy all day. When Basia has no more humor, it's because she's very tired.
She's very cold.
All right. You did a good job, guys. Beautiful.
That one's pretty.
Yes, it's nice.
Don't like that one. Arms up.
That's
Oh, that
a
one,
bit
she looks too worried.
Yeah.
I'm sure she is as well under those conditions. I like this one.
Yeah.
It's more purposeful.
Yeah.
Oh no, that one, definitely that one. It's a woman with a mission there.
Yeah.
So I think the one where she's striding across the snow.
Yeah.
Right? If we can use that, if you can get it to crop, because it's so nice to see the
Try and
proportion.
keep the bottom of the shirt in.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
so want to show the readers the clothes and what they look like, and why we've chosen
Another one
them.
of that.
That's such a beautiful
love it.
image, isn't it?
Yeah.
I could use that as our Christmas card. Right, I thought we should have a look through the magazine and see what we think. Right, let's see what we've got.
A few weeks before it hits the newsstands, a paste-up of the December issue arrives on Glenda Bailey's desk.
Yeah, and of course, let's start with this. Oh, that's good, isn't it? I think the picture, the photos of the couples look really
Lovely.
good. And then there's the John McCarthy. That was a terrible cover line to do, though, wasn't it? Because we were making so many suggestions, trying to explain what the piece was about. We came up with some rather strange ideas
John
at first.
McCarthy, other women.
It sounds like, it sounded like Jill Morell, or he got another woman other than that, and we were very concerned about it being misleading. And so we worked for hours trying to get that right. And of course, when you've only got 13 characters per line, such a small space, it's very difficult to explain that, isn't it? And then, of course, on to your fashion, Joe. Your life's work.
Staff revel briefly in their achievement before they get back to the hunt for more fashion, more awards, and more readers.
All your hard work. You did so well.
Yes, you never know how cold you are.
But it's good, isn't it, to have, for this time of year, for the Christmas issue, it's nice to have pictures where you just look and dream, because the balance of the magazine, these are those areas where you just want to dream in aspirational fashion and designer clothes, and then we highlight also what we're renowned for, our 101 ideas, and the best value for money. It's a great
Christmas
package, isn't it,
special.
for December? And it just reminds me as well, one mistake we have made is, of course, we've kept our winner of 11 awards, and I think everybody knows that now. And what we should have done is, as seen on TV.